Hey friends, Donovan here. I thought I would do this live stream to give you an update on Lotus Mouthpieces. It's a very rainy day here in Springfield, Missouri today, and haven't done a live stream on the channel before, so this will be kind of interesting. I'm curious to see if this works, and what I'm hoping is that I can post this as a video. Let me look at my settings real quick. Let's see. What am I looking for? Sound mixer options. I want to make sure that I've got volume where you can hear it. Hopefully this will work out. So I will move on, and hopefully you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then I can always redo this. So anyway, so Lotus Mouthpieces, if you've been in the marketplace, like because they do such a great job of putting out content and stuff like that, but if you've noticed, the mouthpieces are very, very hard to find. And so I thought like it might be nice to kind of address like, why is it that you can't find more mouthpieces in the marketplace? And the reason behind this is that they have shifted production, and they had been doing mouthpiece production and instrument production in Italy for the last few years. And to be honest, they were just having lots of quality control issues with the mouthpiece production, and it was kind of a mess. I would hear stories of them having to just like throw away entire batches of mouthpieces because of just problems and errors with production, which is a testament to their commitment to quality. So I appreciate that. But it's a very expensive endeavor as a manufacturer if you're able to throw away your product. So, and they are now moving production elsewhere. And I haven't heard exactly where that's going to be, but last I heard it was going to be in the UK. But that I haven't gotten an update. But because of that, it's why you're not seeing the full model lineups that are in the marketplace. Now at ErnieWilliamson.com, we do still have some of the mouthpieces in stock. We were their largest mouthpiece dealer, their largest dealer period of horns and mouthpieces, and still are. And we bought almost all the remaining supply when it became clear they were going to have to stop production as they moved it. So we did buy quite a bit of inventory. So if you go to ErnieWilliamson.com, you will still find some stuff. But the selection is just, every day it just dwindles down and dwindles down. Anyway, so because of that, it's harder to find, and it's really hard to find in the most popular sizes, like the 2 and 3 rim diameter sizes. So difficult to find. And the popular cups are gone. So it's, just getting to be kind of difficult. So anyway, that's kind of where we stand with it. I'm hoping by this summer that they are supposed to have production in place for that. I know they're focused really hard, and I see there's a question. I'll get to it here in just a second. If you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. They're working really hard on this production model Trumpet that's coming out of China, and the early reports on that horn have been really, really positive. I got one of the demo models in, thought it was nice, but even like Marcus Printup and Ryan Kaiser loved the horn so much that he like took the demo model. He wouldn't let them take the demo model back. And Ryan's like one of the best lead players playing today. So I'm very excited for that. We've sold a ton of those horns. Those are actually supposed to be shipping next week in silver, and then the raw brass and brush lacquer later in April. So there's going to be a lot of excitement there. But the mouthpieces are the thing that really more than anything I miss, because those were very, very popular. And, the Lotus mouthpieces, let's just call it what it is. It was a very well done, logical copy of another very popular high-end mouthpiece company that starts with an M out of the Pacific Northwest. Let you figure that one out. And so the Lotus mouthpieces offered a really nice value and a very logical model lineup that is missed in the marketplace currently. So there's a question that says, if they're closer to the U.S., will pricing be cheaper because of less international shipping? No. I understand where you're coming with that question, and it's a logical question, but it won't be in the U.S. So if you manufacture in the U.S., of course, you have just the high cost of manufacturing in the U.S., and the only people really making mouthpieces in the U.S. are the higher end makers. So it's going to still be expensive. And then if you're not making in the U.S., then you have international shipping either way. I could be wrong on that. They could end up, something less. And certainly if I've always wondered, like, with the state of Chinese manufacturing, why can't we get high-end mouthpiece production out of China? They've got CNC lathes, and in today's world, it's not that difficult to get CNC scans of mouthpieces and have them produced on a CNC lathe, and then be able to offer a high-quality, affordable mouthpiece. And maybe that's what they're working on based on their experience with the new standard trumpet that they're coming out, the lead solo. Why is there a delay between the shipping of different finishes? So I think they anticipated the silver-plated finish being the most popular finish, and so because of that, they prioritized the silver finishes first. But I don't think that's really, in my opinion, it's not a big deal. This is a new model, new horn, and the other finishes are coming out just only a couple of weeks later. So I think that's pretty reasonable. And the fact that they're getting them out so quick is nice. Hey, Andrew. Andrew says, are the new horns at dealers? No, we don't have the horns yet. Where's Adam doing play testing? I don't know where in the world Adam is. I know he lives or lived in Amsterdam or Spain. I think he may be doing the play testing in Spain. I'm not sure like where on the earth he's going to be play testing, but Adam Rappa is play testing all of the new lead solo models. He's going to play test every single horn before they go. And then when they come to Ernie Williamson Music, which we're the primary North American dealer, we will also check them out. Honestly, I don't know that I'll play test every single horn, but we will inspect and QC. Someone on our team will play test them, but I don't know that they'll like necessarily run the horn through the full gamut the way that Adam. I mean, once it's past Adam's seal of approval, then the only thing I need to check is just to make sure that in shipping nothing happened, right? If the horn plays well enough for Adam Rappa, it's probably going to pass Donovan Bankhead's playing test too. So anyway, the case is the same one that came with the handmade models. Great. That is what I've heard so far is yes, that is the plan. The case is going to be the same one that comes with the handmade models. Just a reminder, they won't come with mouthpieces because they don't have any mouthpieces to put with it. Also, the thought on that, and this is what I told them too, is like, I'd rather keep the cost lower on the trumpet and not include a mouthpiece, because the mouthpiece is so subjective. Like, what are you going to put a 3L in there and just hope that works for everyone? And the idea of like, well, we'll just put in a mouthpiece of your choice. That's really, it's not a big deal when you're only selling a few trumpets a month, but if you're selling a lot of trumpets, like it's hard to maintain that inventory, swap inventory out. You have to maintain you have to keep the status of your inventory. So you have to keep track of what SKUs you have, and all of that becomes just very, very difficult to do. So I just encourage them, hey, let's just keep the price lower. Most people who are probably buying a Lotus trumpet probably already have Lotus mouthpieces, and if they want to buy more mouthpieces at the time, they can. So that was kind of how they went with that advice. So, but yeah, so I'm hoping that we'll see these mouthpieces in production this summer. Trust me, I think there's no one, I know you guys want them, but there's no one that wants them more than I do. I mean, this is part of how we make a living, is selling mouthpieces. So, and, so not having the selection available just really stinks. So if there's any other questions, you can throw them in chat. I'll answer them here real quick. And generally, what do you think about the live thing? It was nice to see a bunch of people were able to jump on. I've thought about doing a live session for more of the trumpet thoughts type stuff, to take live questions and stuff like that. So we might do that at some point. in the near future as well. How many sales pre-orders have you gotten so far? I assume that since they're at a very competitive price, they'll sell pretty well. Yes, you are correct. There's been quite a few. I don't know that I want to necessarily release the number. It's not hundreds or anything like that, but it's the most amount of pre-orders for any trumpet model in my 30-year career of doing this. So I started back in the 90s working for Tulsa Band Instruments, and then worked for Consumer for a couple of years, and then have been at Ernie Williamson Music, and now the owner of Ernie Williamson Music for 20-something years. And yeah, I've never seen this much interest and demand for an instrument that we've seen for the lead solo. So thought it was an interesting horn to launch. But at the time, I was like, what, a lead horn, like on this production? I thought that was weird, but that all came about because they were trying to make a lead model. They've been working on that for a couple of years. And they somehow kind of came across this, they were working with various builders, came across this Chinese trumpet workshop, and Adam really liked the quality of what was coming out of there. And like I said, early reports have been very, very, very good. So what can I say about the Gen 2 high compression models? I have one. I don't know what makes them different than standard models. Sure. The Gen 2 mouthpieces, by the way, were my favorite. I liked the finish on those, and I'm hoping that I hope that when the mouthpieces come out in the summer, that it's going to be Gen 4, and hopefully they make some improvements. That weird finish they had and the stippling on the rim was very controversial. Some people loved it because it kind of gripped your embouchure, and then some people hated it for that same reason. But the HC stands for high compression. That is basically the same thing as any of the Gen 3 models that had a 2 at the end. Just means it has a tighter back bore. So the HC models, tighter back bores, which gives you more support in the upper register. So that's what that is. Okay, friends, I don't see any other questions, so I appreciate you guys jumping on and watching, and look forward to maybe trying to do this again on some more trumpet thoughts type stuff and other reviews. But yeah, that's your update on Lotus, and if you have other questions, feel free to shoot me an email, Donovan@ErnieWilliamson.com, DONOVAN @ErnieWilliamson.com. All right, hope you guys are well. Take care.